Hello and welcome. My name is Bones and today I wanted to demonstrate ChatterBot. It's a bot that helps people matchmake with games on Discord so we can all play together a lot easier. Anyway, so to demonstrate this, we have a simple server, not really much going on in it. We've got two users, got D-Bones, that's me, and a guest called Girk. So I'm an admin and Kirk is meant to be a content creator, but at the moment has no roles on the server, so he has very limited permissions. We have a few bots in there, so sort of things you'd normally find, and a few lobbies. So, we've got a general area, we've got the tickets for the ticket bot, and we've got some important stuff there, which is all fantastic. So now what we've done is we've connected ChatterBot to this Discord server. It's the dev version, so that's why it's got -dev, but if you remove -dev, that'd be the main one. When you connect it, it requires a tiny bit of setup. Let's go look at that and see what we have to do. So I'm going to go into the general chat and I can type in CB and then I can do help, which will give you the sort of like the main areas of what we can do. Excuse me. The main one which I'd like to start off with is init for initialization. So if we just go CB init, that will initialize the bot on the server. You'll notice at the top left, it's created a new channel called ChatterBot-settings. It even tells us here that it's done that. The channel should be present. Have fun. Brilliant. So the channel itself holds the actual setup for the server and a little bit of an introduction. So it tells you a bit about the server, what to do first. So it's just saying, hey, look, confirm that this is private. Shouldn't really make this one public. And a few things you might want to do. So CB settings, you can see the actual how the ChatterBot is set up by default. So if we do that, what this is just a printout in a nice way of this sort of information up here, which is JSON, but this is a nice, more human readable version just down here. But we can change any of these settings by just going ahead and doing something like, as it says here, so CB ! settings, and then LSR is basically L for lobby, and then SR is settings room, and then you can change it from being bot to something else. So there's three areas. We got roles, lobby, and global. We'll cover those and see how they all impact the sort of behavior of the bot as we go along. But one thing you'll notice, it actually has added two roles to your server, one called lobby coordinator and one called streamer. Brilliant. What I'll do though, while we're here, is I just want to move that underneath the administration area, but I want to keep the current permissions because if I want to keep it private where administration isn't private at the moment, that's fine. So now we've covered off the current setup here, and also we've just done the initial setup of the server, just taking the baked defaults for now. Let's go ahead and create ourselves a lobby. So it's given us a command on the next steps. So let's grab this guy. Oh, I didn't grab him. Let's grab him fully. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a public server. Is this large enough? Let's zoom in and enhance. Oh, that'll do. That'll do. All right. So we're going to do CB for ChatterBot, lobbies. We're going to create a new lobby area. We're going to name it Imposter for the Among Us game, the Imposter game mode, and to have 10 people. So if we hit the enter now, it gives you this little card giving you the information of what we just typed in, but it's also asking us a few more little questions which we can react or enable and disable features using these reactions. So we can so it says wait for capacity. In this one here, we're going to enable that and we're going to show what that means and what it looks like. We're going to auto invite people. So when there is room in our lobby, or send out an invitation to everyone else. At all means that it's going to at everyone in the server, and we'll show you what that looks like. Advertise globally. So you notice that we have this matchmaking under the general. This is the, as you can see here, general matchmaking. That's the global matchmaking. The lobbies have their own matchmaking as well. So that means we can advertise there or not advertise there depending on how we want this to work, and then allow lobby moving. I like this feature. We'll show that working. The idea though, just a quick heads up, is when we have a party of people really getting along, they may want to change the game they're on, or just the game mode they're on, and they want to move the lobby that they're currently in, the party itself, but not disband. And that's what this allows. It allows them to move the party across to a new lobby area. And a streaming mode, we'll show that in a moment. But for now, let's just show this one up and running. So we'll just create that by hitting the save button, and you can see there it's just removed the sort of like the editing version of the card, and it's opened, it's given us here's the settings, what we set. So everything's ticked except the streaming mode. Fantastic. And you can see imposter's the name, and we've got ourselves a waiting room and everything else. So if I join that right now, I'm just in a waiting room waiting for 9 other people because we set this to 10. So that's brilliant. We can also see this working. So I'm just going to go to one of the other people. I'm going to go to Kirk, and he's going to join in. As you can see, there's 2 of us. We're still waiting for 10 people to join. So this may be really helpful for yourselves, or it may not be. But to try and show what this looks like a little bit better, I'm just going to pull Kirk over to here. I'm going to go to matchmaking. I'm just going to modify the lobby. So you'll find out if you type in help, it will give you the help and what's going on. We can do CB, and then we can do help, and then we can do lobby, and it'll give us the commands for the lobby. The one which we want to do though is set the max of people in this sort of like the game lobby, because at the moment we've got it to 10, but at the moment I want to demonstrate this, but I've only got 2 people to show you how this waiting room works. So I'm just going to set the max to 2, and you'll see how this works. So if we go ahead and just do CB, then we do lobby, no BBY, and we're going to set the max to 2. Okay, so if I just remove my breakpoint and hit play again, there we go. So that's gone ahead and set the lobby to 2. I can confirm and see if that was saved correctly. We can go by this and go CB, and we can go lobby and about. That should give us the information about the actual lobby, and you can see max people has been set to 2. So if we see Kirk there, if he joins in again, it will now create us a lobby because we reached the maximum size for a new lobby. And that's brilliant. We've got ourselves a lobby and it's ready to roll. So that's what happens when we have a little waiting room. We'll show what happens when we have 3 people. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and show what happens when I leave. What happened there is also as the waiting room was populating, it did send out an invite, but it has been filled up since then. So if someone did click on that, they won't be able to join. But they can always go back into the waiting room themselves, and they can wait for the next space. If one of us were to leave, let's say I left, you'll see that another invite is created. It says the current number of people is 1, max is 2, game modes and all that sort of stuff. And you're at here, so everyone's being informed, whoever's like listening to this matchmaking for this lobby. But also, if you go to the global one, it doesn't do at here because it's across the entire server. People might want to mute these things, but not necessarily mute this guy, but just have an overlook of all the games being invited, because there'd be possibly lots of traffic on this one. I can go ahead and I can click on that and be back in the same lobby. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to move myself into general. I'm going to take Kirk also into general, and you'll see that as no one's in the room, it just cleans up after itself. So yeah, no administration for us to do. Fantastic. That's one of the main features around this thing, is dynamic lobbies are created and destroyed as and when required. Okay, so we've got an idea of what happens when we're waiting. What happens if we don't want to have this all like waiting to create a new lobby? Let's go ahead. There's 2 ways of doing that. One is inside here, while I'm waiting, if I had enough people just to start a lobby, I can always go ahead in the way that it's been set up. I can go CB, and then I can do lobby, and now I can go ahead and go create. All right, I've just asked it to force create myself a new lobby. I believe I've had enough people to go to do that, and it lets me do that. And if Kirk went ahead and went into the waiting room, I had space, and he gets put directly into my lobby. And if this had many lobbies, it would try and find him a space in one of the many other lobbies available. So that's brilliant. So let's just leave again. And let's go ahead and show you one of the other options. So I'm going to go ahead and take this command here. And we're going to have a Gears lobby for like Gears 5. It is going to be for Gears. And we're going to do some TDM. TDM. And it's for 5 people. All right, cool. So I'm going to hit enter in this guy. Hopefully I've got the right command. So name Gears, 5, game is Gears, and TDM. Perfect. So the difference now is I don't want to wait for capacity to fill before I have a generate a new lobby. So the second I enter the lobby, if I cannot be put into an existing lobby, I want it to create me a brand new lobby. That's the idea between the 2 different modes there. I want to auto invite and do the usual ones, all the usual suspects there, and we'll show how that works in a second. And we'll hit save. So now the Gears one here will act a little bit differently. So when I go into this lobby now, we'll go ahead and, as you saw, there was no existing lobbies, and there was, in theory, no other lobby that could I could be placed into. So it says, look, hey, look, I'm just going to create you a brand new lobby on the fly, and that's how this one works. So now when Kirk comes along, as he was able to be put into my lobby, he gets put directly into my lobby. You'll see that when that lobby was created, the invite goes out as normal. One noticeable thing as well is when I create these lobbies, some of the games the application actually knows about, and it will try and have like some sort of like icon or fan art or logo to display. And for the games it doesn't quite know about, it will have a generic space join us sort of logo. All right, so that's 2 very different lobbies there. I'll show another lobby. Oh, actually, before I show you another lobby, one of the things I talked about was allow the lobby move. So let's say we're having a great fun, but we want to change games. So what I can do, as I'm in this lobby for Gears, I can go and say, actually, we want to go ahead and play some Among Us, but I want to keep the same lobby. So let's go to matchmaking over here, and I can just do CB, and then I want to do lobby, and I want to move it. So let's do that. As you can see now, I've just moved my lobby directly into here, and now we are able to go ahead and start playing with everyone on Among Us. Brilliant, without having to destroy our lobby and create it somewhere else. Okay, so let's go ahead and move us back out. So I'm going to go and move us to the general. Let's go ahead and create a streamer setup. So we're going to go and do CB. Actually, I'm going to be lazy. Sorry. I'm going to go ahead and copy. I'm going to paste. All right. So this is going to be Kirk's TTV. So it's his Twitch TV lobby. The game he wants to play at the moment is League of Legends. And he wants to take what is known as the default settings. So I'm not going to supply the default mode, the mode name, or even the number of people in the lobby. I want the application, the bot, to guess on what it knows is the default. So if I do that, you can see it's recognized League of Legends, and it says max people is 5, so it believes that's the default. And now I want to go ahead and say I want to go and enable streamer mode, and I want to still invite people as much as possible. Wait for capacity, that's overridden. It has its own logic around how to deal with the sort of like streaming mode, and also allow lobby moving is not allowed either, because it's also, again, it's around the single streaming mode. So let's save that, and I'll go ahead and create Kirk's TTV. Brilliant. So what I need to do now is I need to go and give Kirk some permissions, because of let's have a look. So I want to say that Kirk is a streamer for now. So where is roles? I want him to invite server. I want to set up a role. Roles are down there, and you can see streamer. So Kirk's a streamer now. Fantastic. So in theory, what Kirk can do is when Kirk enters the waiting room, it would still have him waiting, but what he needs to do at this moment then is he needs to say to himself a few different things. So in here we have a few commands for the streamers. So if I do help and then streamer, you'll notice we have a few things here. So the first things first is I'm going to go ahead and actually start creating the lobby ready for my stream. So I'm going to go ahead and go streamer and then create. So it's very similar to the command before. I just wanted to force the creation of a lobby. And as you can see, as I have invites on, it's gone ahead and done the inviting inside the server. However, in a stream, what we want to do is invite people outside of the server to come and join us temporarily. So we can go ahead and say CB streamer, and then we want to set up an invite. And we want to invite possibly 10 different people into this sort of like lobby area. So we're just going to do that. And as you can see now, we've got ourselves an invite key and URL. So I can just take the key and I can share that now on my stream. It's a temporary key. It lasts for an hour by default. A fan will come along and they can go into their Discord and insert that. And from magic, what will happen is the person will, as you just saw there, they get invited to the server, and then they will be muted while they wait in the chat room, ready for. Oh, I can hear myself twice. That is so weird. Let's mute myself. All right. Yeah, so they'll be invited to the server, put into the waiting room, and if there is room, then they're pulled directly into the lobby, and they are able then to play with the streamer. At all times, they'll be notified when they are pulled into the streamer's lobby, or when you're pulled into any gaming lobby, you get a notification to let you know that you've been pulled into a lobby. But when someone leaves or joins, so I can then join the waiting room and move across. Let's go ahead and just show you the idea of the lobby. So under here, we can go ahead and do a couple of things. We already know that we can set the max people in a lobby. So let's set that back to 2. Let's move the mouse across. Let's do max to 2. Okay, so that's updated. Oh, which lobby am I at? Sorry, I'm in the right one. It's because I've already created that lobby. Silly Dave. So to prove this works, I'm just going to move you there. I'm going to move you there, and I'm going to move Kirk over here. Kirk is going to go ahead and do CB exclamation mark, and he's going to go ahead and do streamer create. Right, so he's got himself channel 2. What we'll do then is dbones3 beat me to it. If I accepted any of these invites, so I'm going to accept the initial invite here, I will be pulled into the waiting room and I'll wait for a space to happen. So if dbones3 decides to leave, I will then automatically be pulled in to play with the streamer. Perfect. Another thing to be wary of is sometimes you might want to, limit the number of invitations. So that was 10 behind this, but you also might want to limit the number of people who can go into the waiting room at any one time, depending on what type of game you're playing on and how much rotation of people you have. So the streamer has powers to do that. They can go ahead and do basically streamer, and then they should be able to go ahead and set the, what is it? Oh, actually, because I can't remember it, I'll just do help and then streamer. And that'll give us all the different things, and it's called waiting. So that's the waiting room size, the invites to go ahead and invite people, create the lobby, and end your stream, which we'll show in a second. So if we go ahead and do streamer, so CD, and then streamer, and then we set to waiting, and we're going to set that to 3 people. So now you can see the waiting room has now been maxed out to have 3 people in it. That just allows you to have a bit more control, just in case you think you have too many people waiting and it's not fair on them. And that's, extra things you can do. But if you want to reset it back to what it was, you can just go ahead and do streamer, and then we can do waiting. And voila, unlimited amount of people can wait in that lobby. Perfect. Okay, so at the end of the stream, a streamer might want to go ahead and do something like this. So just saying to people, hey, look, I'm going to end my stream. Oh. And that's what that'll do now is it'll go ahead and it'll go and remove everyone from the stream and from the lobby waiting room, and it'll just clear up the sort of like area just so it's nice and clean and clear. And that's it. As you see there, we've got ourselves different ways of basically working with the lobbies. We can move between certain lobbies depending if we have the permissions to. And we have streaming lobbies to help streamers engage more with their community. I hope that this is something which people will like or enjoy. Give it a go if you like it, brilliant. If you don't, okay, well, you don't have to use it, but it'd be good to get some feedback to see what would be good to improve or what's missing. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all later.